part of our football team.
The Cajuns rallied from a 17-point third-quarter deficit to beat Marshall 54-51 in double overtime. Quarterback Lunch Whitfield came off the bench and accounted for 5 touchdowns. ULM beat Arkansas State for the first time since 2009 with a 28-16 win over the Red Wolves. And Southeastern won its conference opener, but McNeese and Grambling lost their league openers. LRN.
KSYL. Whether you're liberal or conservative, whether you support DOGE or not, here's a government program everyone will agree is a massive waste of taxpayer dollars. The goal was lofty, to bring high-speed broadband to America's most rural areas. The waste, dumbfounding. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle. In business, you can have better, cheaper, and faster with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Try OCI for free at oracle.com/Kim. There are at least 7 government programs to bring high-speed internet to rural America. One in particular, the BEAD, that's Broadband Equity, Access, and Deployment, has eaten up at least $42 billion. So how many homes have been connected so far? The answer, 0. 6 others are ready to spend another $25 billion over the next 10 years. Meanwhile, Elon Musk's Starlink is here now, already providing broadband everywhere without the taxpayers footing the bill. The cost, $600 for the antenna, and as little as $90 a month. Stay up to date the easy way with my free newsletter. Sign up at getkim.com. In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick 2. But what if you could have all 3 at the same time? That's exactly what some of the world's most innovative brands and AI tech companies have since they've upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. So how is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operations per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for computing, 70% less for storage, and 8% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with 0 commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Talkback here on this Monday. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell. Hope you had a great weekend. We're ready to jump into a lot that's going on in the news world here today, both locally and across the country as well. And look forward to talking with you on the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. Stephen, did you stay up late last night watching football?
I did. It was pretty disappointing, but it wasn't as disappointing as it could have been.
It's like kissing your sister.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't have a sister.
That's always the phrase they use when a team in professional sports ends up in a tie. It's like kissing your sister. It's nice, but it's not the same thing, as Ted Simmons once said, one of my all-time favorite quotes after the Brewers lost the World Series.
I was thinking of something else in my head about a better analogy, but I don't think I can talk about it on the radio.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I mean, it was a great game, probably one of the best games of the year. If you love bad defenses. And, yeah, Cowboys-Packers tied 40-40. I mean, the Packers are so lucky that it was even a tie. Because when Jordan Love was throwing that pass at the end of the game, he was expecting it to just end out the game. They're going for the win or lose, right?
Yeah.
And they had 1 second left. 1 second left on the clock from that incomplete pass.
Well, there was a pretty blatant pass interference call the referees missed late in that game, too. That might have made a difference. But
no, that was not a pass. It might have been offensive. He pushed on him first. I'm telling you.
It was a catch.
That was not pass interference.
But Packers, their defense did not play very well. As you mentioned, the Cowboys really didn't either. But it was a fun game. You know, you had the whole Micah Parsons angle to it. And Parsons was kind of quiet throughout the night until late in the game when he ran down Dak Prescott from behind and kept him from scoring a touchdown and turned it into a field goal. And so it was fun, though.
It was annoying that he kind of saved the game for him.
Yeah, I'm sure you were annoyed by that.
I wasn't really annoyed the whole time. Like, I was watching the game, had it on, getting some stuff done. The first quarter, I was like, okay, well, this is over. And then they just came back before halftime and took the lead. And because it looked pretty bad in the first quarter.
Yeah. Of course, NBC, they always do players of the game after the game and give them like a football and everything. And like, what do you do in a tie? So they actually just interviewed both quarterbacks separately. Melissa Stark interviewed Jordan Love and then Dak Prescott. So that's the way they handled that. But it was kind of a wild day in the NFL yesterday where you came in with 6 teams that were undefeated and you leave with only 2. Probably the biggest upset of the day happened with the Chargers losing to the Giants. 21-18 was the final score. In that game, I'm trying to think of the other undefeated teams that lost. Let's talk about the Saints. They lost to the Bills 31-19, which everyone expected the Saints would lose, but they played actually fairly well, I thought. So, represented themselves at least. And I think for Saints fans, they know this is not a playoff team right now, but to at least just come out and play hard and compete, that's what people are looking for. And they did that. So,
yeah, I just saw the score, so I assumed it was a bit of a blowout.
No, it was close. It was actually even closer than the score would indicate.
The only game I watched was the Cowboys. I was watching the news all day. We'll get to that later.
A full day of football and all you watched was news?
Yeah,
he's too committed to the job, folks.
No, it's just that huge breaking story in Michigan. There's glued to the TV.
There's me. I had NFL Red Zone on and the Brewers game. And it was, I was using on DirecTV, they have a thing where Channel 720, it shows like 8 baseball games at once. And the way they had it up there were all the games that had still an impact. What they did yesterday for the last day of the baseball season was every game started at the same time, around 2:10, I believe. So you could kind of see, the Reds needed to win to get a playoff spot for sure, unless the Mets would lose. So I was watching those 2 games pretty closely. Brewers were hoping to beat the Reds to get their single season mark for 97 wins. They'd never reached that before, and end on a positive note. So they took the lead over the Reds, but then the Mets fell behind to the Marlins, and they ended up losing. So the Mets, who have the second highest payroll in baseball, don't even make the playoffs. Hee hee. kind of
Who has the highest, the Yankees or the Dodgers?
Yeah, of course. And then in the American League, you had the race between the Tigers and the Guardians for first place. Both teams making the playoffs. One would be the division winner, one would be the wild card. And the Tigers ended up losing while the Guardians were losing their game. So they knew that they won, but then they came back, tied it, and then they fell behind by 3 to the Rangers in extra innings, and then came back and scored and hit a 3-run homer to walk off that game. So that was pretty wild. So it was actually a fun last day of baseball. It was a fun day of football. You had the Ryder Cup tournament. I didn't get to watch any of that, but I saw the U.S. had kind of a wild comeback attempt that fell a little bit short. So for golf fans, if you were watching that, you had a great day. There's too many options yesterday.
I saw there was some sort of like controversy over the Ryder Cup, like fans or something. I didn't look into it.
I didn't really. It's quite possible.
Like cheering and I don't know what it was.
The Ryder Cup is the event that's most like other American sports, I guess you could say, where you have a lot more kind of cheering and intensity because it's the U.S. against the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
maybe so.
So
I just didn't feel like looking into it, to be honest with you.
There's too much going on yesterday.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the. David commented saying that college was better this weekend. Didn't watch any college games either.
There were some good college games for sure. Not LSU. Well, I mean, it was a fairly good game, but just.
He said Boise State, Bowling Green.
Wow. Oh, I didn't catch that.
You might have been only one of 10 people watching that.
I didn't see that.
Georgia, Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama getting the upset over Georgia. That was crazy.
And I'm not making fun. Boise State is a big deal in my family. My dad's from Idaho.
Yeah.
So Boise State's always a big deal.
I'm sure it is, especially out there. But, boy, LSU, I don't know. Coach Kelly doesn't figure it out quick. He's going to be former LSU coach Kelly. That's just a game you got to win, and they didn't. And you get beat by essentially a backup quarterback on Ole Miss. And honestly, they were just outcoached, I thought, in the game.
It's over.
winning touchdown scored by a former LSU Tiger. That hurts too. But I don't know.
The only thing I don't like, okay, so the NFL or the college football is better than the NFL because they don't tie, right? Tying should be illegal.
Right. They do, when you go to overtime, both teams start at the 25, and I kind of like that. I kind of wish the NFL did that format too. But now the NFL, they do where they play like the full quarter, I guess. Yeah.
Well, they have a 10-minute quarter.
Oh, it's a 10-minute quarter, right.
Touchdown is sudden death. Field goal by the first team gives the other team an opportunity to match it or beat it.
I thought even if they score a touchdown now, the other team can come back. Are you sure? I thought they changed that in the offseason.
No, it must be. If it is, it's this year.
Yeah.
Is it really?
I think so.
That's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Well, no, it isn't. They need to do like college football. I don't understand why they don't do it.
I know. That would be a lot more fun.
But the NFL is better than the college football because you can lose like 7 games and still win the Super Bowl.
That's true.
Like college football, LSU's probably done. If they lose one more, they're done.
Yeah.
This is pretty ridiculous.
Yep. So like I said, that's just a game. If you're LSU, you got to win, and they didn't. Nussmeier just, I'm guessing the injury is impacting him because he had several throws that he just missed on that he normally makes. But
it happens.
Yeah.
We'll have bad days.
Part of the game.
Some days we fumble on the radio, and you just got to get back up on a Tuesday morning.
Never. And then I guess locally, I hate it for the folks with Peabody. I mean, you got your homecoming planned, all the events, the game. So it started with some kind of dumb incident late Friday night into Saturday morning. Nothing good happens after midnight, as they say, right? There was some kind of shooting incident at a establishment on Highway 71 South, I believe.
4 people were shot at Super Dax off Highway 71.
Dax.
Yeah.
Never been there. Don't plan to go.
I didn't know it was still open, to be honest with you.
Really?
So I thought it shut down when I left.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, that happened. And apparently the city says there was some sort of retaliation threat to people at Peabody because of that incident. And so they thought it was best to cancel all the activities.
I didn't realize they were canceling the game, too.
Well, the parade was first because they were setting up. Everyone was out there, even past the start time. And they decided to cancel the parade because of that. And then maybe an hour or two later, they decided to cancel the game and all the activities.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in today's day and world, when you get threats like that,
I know.
It's just nothing to play with.
But it's really pathetic. It's just.
And there's so many people who come down.
Yeah.
From out of town.
Yeah. I mean, Peabody is a huge community. I actually, Friday, I was getting some gas at the Walmart on North Mall. And the gentleman getting gas next to me, he's a local pastor, and he was getting his classic vehicle ready for the parade. It's like a convertible, and he's going to be driving it. And so he was all excited. And I just think of just that whole community where it means like it does for any community. I mean, Peabody deserves their homecoming as much as Ash or Pineville or anybody else. And the fact that you have morons out there that are just evil hearts with evil intentions, it's just sad. It really is sad.
Offer for them. I know the mayor posted on Facebook saying he's trying to plan something for the seniors. And of course, you can't really make up for homecoming, but I think it's great they're trying to do something.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can get a little celebration before the year's up, for sure.
Right. I hate it for them, though. It's just stupid.
And all the money involved, too, and the planning and all the stuff with the kids and the memories. But you just don't play with people's lives anymore.
No.
It's a crazy world.
It truly is. All right. Well, hate to hear it. Hopefully they can get something figured out for later. I mean, I know they said they want to try to make up the football game. I don't know how you do that because from this point out, you pretty much have games. So,
is there no bye? Do they have bye weeks in high school football?
I don't think they do.
Okay, I have no idea.
I mean, there's the possibility, I guess, that some teams might have an open date, quote unquote, but I don't think they have any scheduled byes. It just stinks.
Well, I'll reach out to the stakeholders today, see if we can get some answers.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can.
Yeah.
And they're still probably trying to plan things out because that happened over the weekend.
Right.
It takes time. But yeah, awful situation for them. I know a lot of people were upset online. Some back and forth too, but you gotta you got to make that decision as a leader or the leaders in our community. And when you're getting threats like that, specific threats that they say happened, you can't play.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll take a break and we'll come back with more Talkback right after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Stock futures point to a higher open for Wall Street to start a week that will be dominated by a series of labor market reports, with traders betting the data will reinforce expectations for U.S. interest rate cuts. Friday, the September jobs report is scheduled for release, but in the mix this week is the risk of a U.S. government shutdown, and that could delay some releases. Stocks rose this past Friday on Wall Street following a string of losses. Boeing has agreed to pay at least $50,000 to settle a wrongful death lawsuit brought by the family of John Barnett, a whistleblower whose death last year was later ruled a suicide. Barnett, a former Boeing employee, died in March of 2024 at a time when he had been giving a deposition as part of litigation that he filed alleging that he faced retaliation for flagging safety concerns at Boeing. According to a filing, Boeing denied and continues to deny that any act or omission on its part contributed to Barnett's injury or death. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
Well, if you're planning on going on vacation this week, this is a good week for it, as the weather looks fantastic through the end of the week. Sunny skies today. We'll see the afternoon highs near 91 degrees. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10. Tonight, partly cloudy. We get down to 66 for the overnight low. A few more clouds in the forecast on Tuesday, but still a nice day. 89 for the afternoon high. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back on Talkback. I'm Al Quartermont, along with Stephen Maxwell, 318-442-8255. So a lot of things kind of happening in the community over the weekend. We just talked about the situation with Peabody, very disappointing. And over the weekend, a fire in Alexandria that's getting plenty of attention.
Yeah, the guest house in off North MacArthur Drive caught fire again. Pretty big fire, it looked like. I mean, it was abandoned because the fire happened, 2021?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, we that was happening on Friday night. And so I'm sure we're going to hear more about that. I know a lot of people want that area cleaned up, but how and who would be able to do that? Those are all questions we have to answer, and hopefully we'll find out or something will happen eventually. It seems to be a problem.
There have been people that have been calling for that structure to be torn down, that it was just kind of nothing but a place for trouble to occur. And obviously somebody was in there doing something again, and it would appear. Are they saying that it was arson, or do they know at this
I
point?
haven't seen anything yet.
Okay. I mean, you'd almost have to think for sure it was. But now, I mean, it was an eyesore enough as it was. Now it's even worse.
Yeah.
It just needs to be leveled and done away with.
Yep. And sometimes, you know, the municipalities have their hands tied on stuff like this.
That's true.
Dilapidated buildings, destroyed buildings. I am no expert, obviously, but I know that was a big problem in Shreveport. How can you keep people out of these abandoned buildings, and then how can you tear down these abandoned buildings?
Yeah.
And it's a big legal mess and different laws involved. And
this kind of thing is something I just wasn't really familiar with, having grown up in the Midwest. I mean, you pretty much go to any community and drive around, you don't see a lot of dilapidation. Even I remember when we were up there in 2015 and we were driving around the Quote Hood, and you were like, wow, this is so nice. Like, by comparison, it's just, I don't know, what is it about down here that just, there's just so much blight and people that don't care. And even like out in the country, sometimes you'll drive past some properties. Like there's this property, I'm not gonna say where it is. I'll just say it's between like here and Shreveport. If you drive up 71 and you drive past, and it's like a mobile home community, and it looks like they literally just throw their trash out in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how can people live like this?
I don't know, man.
Is it just a lack of pride, or
could be? And I don't want to say which one it was, who it was, but at that legislative roadshow at NARBIA, North Rockies Business and Industry Alliance in Pineville, a couple days ago, he goes, one of the legislators is like, look, I mean, we understand when you drive into Louisiana from a different state, we're just kind of embarrassed.
Yes.
But that's something we want to fix.
Yes.
But there's a lot of laws involved, like who owns the building? Do you have a right to step in? I know there's city people might be listening who would have a better answer on that, but Shreveport had to pass a number of different ordinances to be more proactive in keeping people out from causing these arsons or these fires, because the Highland neighborhood, which used to be so nice, and there's parts of it that are still nice, but it was just one of the most beautiful areas, and now it's just dilapidated, overrun with crime, and they just kept having house fire after house fire after house fire from abandoned buildings.
Right.
And the city had to change the ordinance to where if the water was shut off for a certain amount of time, and then the officer has maybe, there's like less probable cause or something, they can intervene. Because beforehand, they just had their hands tied. And so, I know the city was, here in Alexandria, the mayor was talking about looking at stuff like that, and maybe there could be some legislation, but, that's something that we'll have to see and as part of the Safe Alex program. And they're aware of it, and I know they would love to fix it, I'm sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. Okay, well, we have the phones lit up. Let's go to the calls here on the BOM Bank Talk Line. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Referring back to that fire at that dilapidated hotel, I don't know if y'all have any training or expertise in city planning, or one of the listeners could answer, but that whole area, because of the way the road is, it's not conducive to business. It's so hard to get in and out to any of the businesses. Nobody wants to put money, private money, into that. I don't know if they make a park out of that area, but you would have to redo all of the way you get on and off of the highways there to make it attractive to people coming to shop. I don't know how it devolved into that.
You're talking about the service roads?
Yes, the service road, and it's a good throughway to get right through. If you want to pass through that area, you can zip right through it. But that's not conducive to business. And I remember when they were thinking about putting a circle, or doing away with the South Circle and putting an elevated highway there. I was delivering to Miss Florida, and she fought it and defeated it, but because she said, once you elevate the highway, people don't stop. They don't spend money. The city goes bust. Or that whole area of the city. She kind of explained it to me in a way I'd never thought about it, because I'm not a business person. But it's like when you cut off an arm or cut off blood flow to an area, to a part of the body, that part of the body withers and dies. And as they develop highway to get through faster, because I remember there used to be a lot of businesses on that part when the North Circle was there. Steve, I don't think you were born, but that was a thriving part of Alexandria, and now it's just something you pass through and you look and you wag your head and you say, man, somebody needs to, like Steven said, somebody needs to level this place, and they do, but who's going to put the money into it? And so I don't know if there's anybody listening that can explain how you change a city without massive investment to totally change the way everything's done there. Because without commercial dollars, nothing happens. That's just how it works. You can't expect people to sink money into something just to look better for us when they get no return on it. So I was just wondering if anybody knows how that all happened and came to be, because it's sad. There used to be a Burger King out there. There used to be a lot of things.
Yeah.
But anyways, Pizza Hut. Thanks for letting me speak my piece. Y'all have a great day.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Maybe more to make it easier to get off of MacArthur onto the service road would help.
Maybe.
There's only just a couple of exits right there.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing, especially if you're coming north from Bolton. I guess it would be north or west. Yeah, west on Bolton. Like where exactly you turn, and if you're trying to get on.
Yeah.
If you're trying to go over the river or you're trying to go under the bridge and get onto the car, it's just not really clear unless you're familiar with it. So that probably makes people want to avoid it altogether. But yeah, there's just it's sort of becoming a dilapidated area.
It is something y'all were talking about. It's ridiculous that Peabody had to do what they did. That just, hey, maybe y'all could call the school and talk to the principal this morning. I don't know, call him around 8:30 and see if he wants to come on and explain things.
I've already reached out to her, so we're working on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not the school's fault, obviously. It's
no. It's just it's goofy.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other way to put it. I mean,
right.
look at the insanity that just happened up in by Flint, Michigan yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guy drives his truck through the doorways and gets out and starts shooting. I guess he set the place on fire or something.
Right. That's what they said. Mm-hmm.
And speaking of, y'all know that whether it was up in Shreveport, and I was living in Shreveport in 86 and 87, well, early 87, but and there were, I mean, there's areas up there we call the bottoms. Steve may be familiar with it. And you just, you didn't go in there after dark.
Yeah,
and
there's some bad spots in Shreveport for sure.
But one thing is for sure, if the power and the water is turned off to a building and it catches fire, it's either arson or it's an accident. A bunch of people in there doing, camping or, vagrants, homeless, whatever. Kind of like what happened with, I don't know if you were here when Herbie K's burned down. But yeah, they had some homeless people in there and they had a fire going and they burnt the thing down.
Where's that located?
That was on Lee Street.
Lee Street.
Okay, you know where the Wholesome bread thing is? It was right there on the left, actually.
Okay.
Kind of behind, I think it's Motor Parts and Bearings or Alexandria Bearings or whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, I knew the lady that used to own it, the Sandra. But it's pathetic. I think we've got out of control. And if you look at the homicide rate per capita for Alexandria, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's as high as Memphis, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dilapidation issue is just a Louisiana problem.
Right.
Like you just go all over, South Louisiana.
Exactly.
Big problem. Northeast Louisiana.
Oh, I agree completely. When we were up in, I think I brought this up before, but when we were up at Air Venture in 2019, my wife and I, we were impressed driving around, Appleton, Wisconsin, that in the Oshkosh area, at what you didn't see, which was a lot of trash on the sides of the road. And so I asked a fellow I know up there, and he said, you throw a Coke bottle or a paper bag out the window of your car, it's $250 if you're caught. He said, if you dump an appliance in the woods, it's over $1,000 if you get caught. He said, and they will run serial numbers to try to backtrack stuff. They're serious about it. And you just didn't see, the trash and all that. Of course, I think they have a better trash and recycling program, and we really should be recycling aluminum. My gosh, we throw enough aluminum every year in this country we could build 150 to 200 airliners.
Yeah.
With the amount of aluminum that goes into a landfill. And I don't know if you know anything about aluminum mining, but bauxite is very energy intensive to mine into aluminum. It's far easier just to melt aluminum cans and other stuff down and alloy it and build something.
Yeah. Well, I remember when aluminum recycling was kind of a thing. You'd see people going through garbage cans and, getting aluminum cans out because you could take them and get money for them. But I don't see people doing that so much anymore.
I don't know. But we really, some things don't make sense to recycle, but other things absolutely do. But
all right.
Anywho, all right. Well, y'all have a good week. It's beautiful weather. And,
yeah,
it's nice today.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Appreciate the call.
All righty.
We'll come back with more right after.
KSYL.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. We'll recap LSU Ole Miss and the Saints' trip to Buffalo against the Bills. We'll hear from Brian Kelly as well. So join us Monday, 3 to 6. Alexandria's 94.7 ESPN.
The Greenhouse presents Help Save Lives. According to the ASPCA in the United States, millions of healthy dogs and cats are euthanized each year. Unfortunately, that's what happens to pets who are born unwanted. You can stop these deaths by preventing unwanted pregnancies. Have your pets spayed or neutered. And if price is an issue, Magnolia Spay and Neuter on Nelson Street here in Alexandria is Central Louisiana's only low-cost spay-neuter clinic. The Greenhouse.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK-BACK.
All right, we're back here on Talkback. And Steve, with you on your Monday morning, 318-442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk line. Let's go to another call. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
You know, you ever look at the Washington Monument, the very tip of it? It's got aluminum tip.
I did not know that.
It does. And when that was done back in the 1870s or whenever that was, 1850s or 60s, when that was built, aluminum was more valuable than gold.
Really? Huh. Wow. Had no idea.
Because aluminum, I don't think it occurs much in naturally. So it has to be made, and the way they made it wasn't invented yet.
Wow. How did they get it if they hadn't invented how to do it?
Well, I think you can find aluminum naturally. I think you can.
Okay.
It's really rare.
Interesting.
And one time I was going to Virginia. I'm from Virginia. I used to go out to Virginia, and I stopped in Oxford, Mississippi, and there was 3 hotels. It's just a little state. There's 3 hotels right there, and there was one that was being framed. There was one that being framed, and the one that was being framed had caught fire and burnt up. And the lady working at the gas station said somebody in one of them other 3 hotels set it on fire. They didn't want the competition.
Jeez. Wow.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know where she got that from, but I just thought that's always stayed with me.
Yeah, that's interesting for sure. All right. Well, now I'll always think of the Washington Monument tip in a different way because of you. So thanks. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, y'all have a good day.
Oh, okay. All right.
You learn something new every day.
We do. Yeah.
You know, and the owner of that establishment, I'm sure there's some issues with, you know, how do you go about getting rid of the dilapidation over there with the burned down building, and it's probably a complicated issue. And
yeah, I'm sure it costs a lot of money to do. Where you just dump it on the side of the street and let the city come pick it up, right?
I'm sure a lot of mayors would love to get rid of a lot of the buildings around the area.
Yeah.
Around the state. But yeah, we'll see. We'll try and get answers for you.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so I don't want to give false information, but from what I understood, when it comes to the service roads, you probably heard this too. What they always told me, and this is reporter hats coming off. This is conspiracy gossip hat guy. MacArthur Drive was for like military vehicles back in the day, and the service road was for civilians, and that was the process. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Hence MacArthur Drive.
I just don't know that I've seen a lot of. The thing about Alexandria I found very frustrating when I first moved down here was, in almost every other city in America, everything is north, south, east, west. So it's fairly easy to navigate. I couldn't figure out what directions a lot of these roads go in.
And I'm not a hater of the South Traffic Circle.
Yeah.
I like it because if you don't know where you want to eat, you just keep going around and around till you figure out what you want.
Yeah.
Or if you don't know where you want to go. I love circles. Circles are the best. You don't have to sit there and wait all day.
You're like Chevy Chase in European Vacation. You just keep going around.
That's right. So I know what I want to do. So, it can be dangerous, and I think
that's
they say
a different take. I hadn't heard that thought about the circle. You just drive around and you figure out what you want to eat.
If you don't, do you feel like going down South MacArthur? Do you want Taco Bell, or do you want more like Raising Cane's on North MacArthur? You can just keep going around until you figure out what you want. Just don't get clipped.
Or you can get off and go to McAllister's.
McAllister's right there, yeah. I mean, there's so many options.
Can't go to Jimmy John's because it's closed.
Well, just think, like Charles, for example, all the shopping centers are off the interstate right there.
Yeah, right.
So if you get off, I mean, you have to go around, you have to turn back around, get back on the interstate. Here, you can just keep going around and around. And I think we can maybe look at the positives. South Traffic Circle is for the indecisive.
That's
and you
one
can
way
just
to look
decide
at it.
where you want to go.
See, Stephen, he's all about positive takes here on this show. Especially when it comes...
just wait. Stick around for the next hour.
Uh-oh.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. Yeah.
By the way, coming up next hour, we are scheduled to talk with Sergeant Daniel Camarillo. He's with the Salvation Army here in Alexandria, and he'll be talking about the opening of the Salvation Army's Women's Emergency Shelter. That'll be happening this week. They'll be able to house 16 women and 3 families with children, and that's been a need that a lot of people have been talking about in the community, so we'll look forward to getting more information on that.
Very cool.
So, yeah. All right, we'll take our last break of this half hour. Again, phone number 318-442-8255, BOM Bank Talk Line. More talk back after the...
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
The Rapides Parish Fair is back, and your discount ride tickets will soon be on sale, starting Thursday morning, October 2nd at 11. Come get them at Cenla Broadcasting on Texas Avenue. Just bring $30, cash, credit, debit card, or Apple Pay to the drive-thru and get a full sheet. 50 tickets for the Mighty Thomas Carnival. That's more than half off the single ticket price, and they'll be on sale till Thursday, October 9th at 5 p.m. Don't miss out. Save big at this year's fair. Just look for the big red and white radio tower on Texas Avenue near Jackson Street.
When you think of real estate, one name is at the top of the list: Ritchie Real Estate. Matt and his team are experts when buying and selling homes, businesses, land, leases, or even industrial buildings. And at Ritchie Real Estate, they can even handle all of your property management needs. They make the entire process easy and as stress-free as possible. They are your full-service choice for anything in real estate. Trust the professionals and find them online at RitchieRealEstate.com.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
A message from Israel Air Conditioning and Heating.
Yeah, my mama, she told me to pick up and call Israel Air.
She told me Israel Air. She told me.
She said they'll come running with comfort beyond compare.
At a very fair price.
Because you know we're all about your comfort, no troubles. Call 442-6657. That's 442-6657. We're all about your comfort,
Talk back. To take part of the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Okay, we're back. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback. Hello. Good morning. Okay. Rude.
The big story yesterday, I know you probably weren't watching it, but that so apparently a man, Thomas Sanford is who the FBI identified him as, drove his truck into the LDS Mormon Church in Grand Blanc, Michigan, and then proceeded to shoot the churchgoers, and then the church caught on fire. Right now, I think 4 people are dead, including the suspect. Police arrived within 30 seconds. Neutralized the suspect within 8, is what I understand. And
within 8?
Within 8 minutes.
Oh, within 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
That means they shot him and killed him.
Yeah. You never know. That's why I say neutralized, because they didn't say shot him. But he is dead, and we are waiting now for more information on motive. Of course, Twitter has been a flurry of different reasons why. But there was, I guess he's a local reporter, and I'll show you the clip here in a second. But he was on the ground the whole day covering the thing. And he has an interview up with a guy who's running for city council in that area. And he says that he was knocking on doors and knocked on that guy's door. Super nice guy, very friendly. They talked about everything. And then he goes, in the middle of that conversation, he just talked about how Mormons are the Antichrist.
Oh, wow.
And then went on this whole tangent. He used to date a woman who was in the LDS church back in Utah when he was there, and just went off on this whole thing. So who knows where it's at? We saw social media trying to make it political one way or the other, which is not helpful whatsoever. And
yeah, we
are be looking for that report. I think they're supposed to have a news conference sometime this morning.
Yeah, the Daily Mail's reporting on a post that the guy's mother had made, which basically kind of hints at the fact that this guy just seemed to have some serious issues. She wrote, talking to someone who constantly avoids accountability is not a real conversation, it's a battle, a cycle of deflection, projection, twisting, and playing the victim.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Very vague.
Yeah. But in any case, he seemed to be a very troubled individual. Former Marine. They're saying that he was a mechanic, but they said he was battling with PTSD. I mean, obviously there's something highly wrong there. And you hate it always, after every situation, it's going to be political and people are going to try to score political points off it. But kind of hearkening back to things you've said before, you just kind of got to wait to see how the investigation plays out.
Yeah, I mean, the truck that he was driving had 2 American flags from the top of it.
Yeah.
They also are showing certain images from his house that has political paraphernalia. Who knows what's real or not? That can be pretty complicated.
Even if he's on the right side of things politically, it's kind of interesting that you would target a Mormon church, because that's generally a pretty conservative group.
Might not have been political.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, right.
That's why we always can't frame it that way.
Yeah.
But, and then, what was it, the day before in North Carolina, where a former Marine shot up a restaurant.
I saw that.
Killed 3 people. And apparently he sued the city and a couple of other people. And I want to get the wording right, but it was some sort of anti-LGBT, saying they're LGBT white nationalist group. This is obviously a troubled individual.
Yeah.
And so 2 of those incidents, former service members shooting up and destroying lives.
And all of these, I'm always curious, like, what are they on? What have they been given as far as psychological drugs and things like that? I mean, that may never know, but man, it's just terrible. So I hear there's an opening for the superintendent's job in Des Moines, Iowa. Did you see that story?
Oh, yeah, you sent that to me.
That's the most bizarre story I've ever seen. If you guys aren't familiar, the superintendent of the Des Moines School District, which is Iowa's largest, was arrested by ICE agents because he's been in the country illegally. Yet somehow he was hired by the school district and had a $300,000 salary. Interestingly enough, the school board president is the former chief of staff of Michelle Obama and is running for Senate. Got to think that might hurt her chances a little. Who knows, though?
Michelle Obama?
She was the chief of staff.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But how do you not vet that? How do you let that slip by? That's a crazy story. Wow. Some things you just can't make up right now. A friend of mine said, I guess that breaks the narrative that they only want the jobs that no Americans will do. Getting $300,000 to be a superintendent.
Pretty nice.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we've got more coming up in our.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting. AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We're learning more about the shooting and fire at a Latter-day Saints church in Michigan yesterday. At least 4 people were killed when police say a local Marine veteran drove his car through the front doors, opened fire, then set the whole place on fire. CBS's Ian Lee is at the scene.
The FBI is leading the investigation into this attack. So far, law enforcement isn't speculating on the motive, though they are treating this as an act of targeted violence. Police warn the death toll could rise.
Congress has less than 48 hours to pass a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. Leaders from both parties will meet with the president today. Correspondent Nancy Cordes is at the White House.
If the government shuts down this week, non-essential services would cease and federal workers would be furloughed. Now, the White House is raising the stakes by threatening to lay off some of those workers.
If it has to shut down, it'll have to shut down. But they're the ones that are shutting down.
The president will also discuss the war in Gaza with Israel's leader at the White House. Linda Gradstein reports from Jerusalem.
President Trump's 21-point plan aims to end the Gaza war, set up a post-war governing mechanism, and bring home all 48 hostages still in Gaza, 20 of whom are believed to still be alive. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff held a 2-hour meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to try to get him to agree to the plan, despite Netanyahu's hesitation about the proposal's terms for Hamas to disarm and the role of the Palestinian Authority in post-war Gaza.
Oregon's filed a lawsuit over President Trump's order to send hundreds of National Guard troops in. Governor Tina Kotek.
I think this is a sad day for our country. It's a sad day for Oregon that the President of the United States does not listen to local leaders about what they need and how we can be in partnership.
The troops would go into Portland. Trump Plaza is expanding in the Middle East.
Last year, Trump Tower Jeddah was built.
Trump Tower Jeddah is an unparalleled fusion of modern architecture.
And now a second Trump-branded development is going up in the Saudi Red Sea city of Jeddah. The new Trump Plaza Jeddah is a $1 billion project in collaboration with luxury real estate company Dar Global. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Changes for the company behind some popular video games. Electronic Arts, maker of The Sims and Madden NFL, being acquired by a private equity firm and taken private for $55 billion. It'll pay stockholders $210 a share in the most expensive attempt to take a public company private ever. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. A Southwest Louisiana man who raped and molested multiple children in the 90s has been sentenced to life in prison.
Troy Van Leo owned a restaurant in Sulphur when authorities learned of his sexual crimes against children and had enough to indict him after 2 of the victims came forward.
He caught wind of the indictment and he packed up and left.
Calcasieu Parish District Attorney Stephen Dwight says 24 years later, Van Leo was found operating a restaurant in Spirit Lake, Iowa, and brought back to Louisiana to face the charges against him. Dwight says his 7 accusers, now adults, testified against him.
They didn't know that this would ever actually come to fruition, and it did, and it gave them some closure.
I'm Jeff Palermo.
A Chicago woman was killed and 3 others injured in a Sunday morning shooting on Bourbon Street, and New Orleans police are looking for the suspected shooter seen on surveillance video wearing a gray and black hoodie. He's seen with another man and 2 women at the time of the shooting around 2 a.m. The woman who died was an innocent bystander in town celebrating her 33rd birthday. LRN.
You too could have a beautiful smile in as little as 12 weeks. Exclusive to Today's Dental in Pineville, Virtual Align Clear Aligners, the fastest, most convenient, affordable way to straighten your teeth for people on the go. Plus, they're invisible. No one will know you're doing it. Experience the Virtual Align difference. Call Today's Dental at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. 448-4540.
Well, if you're planning on going on vacation this week, this is a good week for it as the weather looks fantastic through the end of the week. Sunny skies today. We'll see the afternoon highs near 91 degrees. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10. Tonight, partly cloudy. We get down to 66 for the overnight low. A few more clouds in the forecast on Tuesday, but still a nice day. 89 for the afternoon high. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
And welcome back, everyone. It's hour number 2 of Talkback here on your Monday morning. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell. So glad that you could be with us here today. And very pleased to have a couple of guests joining us in the studio from the Salvation Army of Alexandria, our Sergeants Daniel and Tammy Camarillo. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. We visited with Tammy, I guess, about a month or so ago, but first time to have Sergeant Daniel here with us today. So good to meet you in person.
Yes, sir. Good to meet you all.
Yeah. So we have some exciting things that are coming up for the Salvation Army. This time of year, everyone starts to think, well, we're already getting ready for Christmas. I know a lot of plans about the Red Kettle movement, and we'll get to that in a moment. But this is an exciting week for you with the opening of the Women's Emergency Shelter. So tell us a little bit more about that and what it all entails.
All right. Thank you. Our shelter for women will be opening October 1. And we have a total of 16 beds for women. And so we're looking forward to that. We do have some women that have been staying with us now. We have 3 family rooms. So we weren't really utilizing them, so we put some of the women in those family rooms. Of course, we have one family that's staying with us now. But we'll be able to assist women in this community with shelter. We're hoping to reach out, and I think I reached out to Hope House, and maybe we can work with them to try, if they have some women. I hear they have a long waiting list, but if they have some women who might need sheltering in the meantime while they transition over to Hope House, we're hoping to talk to Hope House about that, and they can stay with us, and we'll be glad to help out during that transition time if they don't have a place to go. But we're excited about opening those doors to serve the community, and looking forward to see what we can do to help people.
So the current shelter that you have, is the new shelter opened up, was it about a year ago now?
Yes, sir. That's right.
Right. It used to be on Beauregard. Now you're on Murray Street.
That's right.
And so you've already had the men in there for a while. Why has it taken this long to get the women's portion of that opened up?
Okay, I think when they moved over from the old building, of course, we arrived here in June. They brought the men over, and I assumed that they were going to open it at some point, but it didn't happen. But as soon as we arrived here in June, I told my wife, I looked around and I thought, you know what, this building was built. It was proposed. There was a plan that was proposed, and to raise the funds for this building, and this is what we're going to do. And it wasn't done, so I decided right there and then, and I told my wife, we've got to make a change. We've got to do this. So we slowly transitioned the men that were there out of the program, and we did offer them options to go to the Salvation Army in Baton Rouge, in Lake Charles, and in Shreveport. Those units have bigger programs and programs that help men specifically. So we did work with them and offer these options, and actually transported some men to these places where they could take shelter, maybe even go through a program. One of our men went to what they call a rehab center, and that's a 6-month program in Baton Rouge. So that was something he really needed, and that's going to help him a lot more than what we could do for him here.
Sure.
And so that's one of the things where we were really wanted to follow through with, care and compassion to make sure that we did whatever we could to offer the men that were there places where they could go to, so that they just wouldn't hit the streets and be out in the streets. And I think that worked out pretty well. We did have some men who found a place to go, so that was good as well. But we're excited now about doing what the plan was, and that is bringing in the women who need shelter and families with children.
How big of a need is it for women's shelter here in the Central Louisiana area that you guys have noticed?
Okay. From what I've noticed, there is a need. I know that there were women coming to the facility who were turned away because there was no place for them right now. But we see a growing need, and we know that, as I mentioned earlier, that Hope House has a waiting list. And what I really want to do is meet with them, talk to them, and offer our services and say, hey, if you've got women who are maybe getting ready to transition into your program, maybe within a couple of weeks or so, or even a month, have them come stay with us. That way, especially if they don't have a place to be, then they can stay with us while they wait to get into their program. But I see a big need out there. I think we'll see one every day. Is that right, Ms. Tammy?
Oh, yeah. They're knocking at the door. We're offering them food and water oftentimes, but they're waiting. They're waiting at the door, and we're so excited to be able to open that door to them really soon.
And with having women's shelter, people also have to understand that you have to take some precautions and have some things in place, because you can't have it where the men and women can access each other or children as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we have that set up there's two wings in our shelter. On one wing, it's a veterans wing. We actually have a veterans program that we've partnered with. We have a contract with them. That's their side. On the other wing is where the women are going to be. There's 3 family rooms, and then there's a door that separates them, but it's still in the same area. But it's so we have women staying on that side, so that's separate from all the men. And then we have to just monitor very well any families that are staying in those rooms. And we do let folks know that they cannot be in each other's dorms, and that this again pertains just to that family side and the women's side. The women can't go into the family dorms and kind of talk to them and just visit with them, and the families can't really go into the women's dorm area. And so that's something that we really press upon them when they get there, make it clear. And we do have a set of rules that we hand out to people. If they have any question, they can just come ask us. We'll be glad to make sure that we let them know, hey, this is these are the policies and the rules that we have in place. Just make sure that you're following them. But we do plan on monitoring that very well.
Is this program designed more for like short-term stays or even extended stays?
It's short-term. We're really an emergency shelter. And now we will extend times depending on what's going on with the client. If they're working through with another nonprofit for housing, if they're at a point to where, hey, we're going to need 2 more weeks, then we'll let them stay longer. But it starts off with like a 30-day stay, and it moves up to a 60-day stay, and even to a 90-day stay, depending on what we're going to have someone do case management. So depending on what's going on with their case, if they're making progress and they're at a point to where, hey, I've signed up for housing with somebody's helping me with this or that, and we also will call back and forth with the other nonprofit and kind of find out what's going on. This is what the client's telling me. Yeah, this is what's happening. So if they're making some kind of progress, then we can extend that time. So it's not really any set time other than we go from 30 to 60 to 90 days.
So you guys have the Red Kettle events coming up too. Tell us about that. Exciting time for sure.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a real busy time. I know we've got our Register to Ring. There's a site called Register to Ring. It's not a .com, is it?
Website.
It's just a website. It's just registertoring.com. And basically, the sites are open right now. I think we're going to go back and tweak the sites because we have to get on this website and open our Kettle sites so people can go in there. Volunteers can go in and sign up to ring the bell. So that's done, and we've got some groups that have already volunteered to ring the bell. So they're signed up and scheduled. I believe our first day for one location is I believe it's Kroger's. but it's at on the 1st of November, and other places are not allowing the kettle to be rung till the 15th of November, and then there's another place that's not allowing the kettle to ring till after Thanksgiving, and that's just how it works many times with a lot of these merchants. So we're looking for volunteers. We need volunteers. There's a couple of civic groups that have already signed up, and some churches. But if we have any volunteers out there, I want to reach out to you guys and say you can make a difference by volunteering and add joy to someone's life. Many times, all people need is a word of encouragement. It's great to ring the bell. It gives you the opportunity to just, tell people good morning and Merry Christmas. And who knows, maybe one word you say will make a big difference in their life. And we hope to raise the funds we need to do our angel tree, which my wife can talk about in just a little bit. And so help us out, volunteer at the Salvation Army, or you can call us even at the office, and we'll help you sign up.
Yes, and I understand that historically it's the volunteers that bring in the most funds.
Yes.
Inevitably we have to hire some bell ringers, so they're not all volunteer. But when we have volunteers, they bring in the most to do the most, and it's just how it is. So there's been a lot of volunteers that have dropped off over the years. We want you back. We need you desperately to come and volunteer to ring the bell. And also the Angel Tree program. They do it a little different here than in some locations, but we go through the schools and the angels are adopted. Their names are gathered through the school system, and those are the kids that go on the trees that will be at the mall, some local banks, different things like that. When you see those angels, you can know that that's a child that is in need, and they've been screened, and even their educators recognize that these children need that support. So I'm excited to work with that Angel Tree this year and just see what the Lord does for these children, this community, as we come together. And I really believe that if we come together on these things, it's going to be a success. We're going to reach more people, help more people than we ever have. And it just has to be a joint effort.
Right.
And I appreciate everyone that's helped us thus far. And I'm looking forward to see how this community rallies around these programs to serve its people, because this is our people now. And we're excited to be a part of this community.
That's right.
What's the number to volunteer, or where should people go?
To volunteer, you can call either one of our cell phones is our business number as well. Mine is 214-412-4159, and I'll be the one to answer. And Danny, you want to tell them your
My
number?
number is 479-320-9379.
Yeah, so give us a call.
How about the shelter itself downtown?
Yes.
Is there a number for that?
Yes, it's 318-299-9902.
Okay. And people can find you on Facebook as well.
That's right.
I just went to that website, registeringtoring.com, and you just type in your local zip code, and then it shows you, for example, in Central Louisiana, we've got Alexandria, Pineville, then there's Colfax, Leesville, and it gives you the location of the different outlets, the different retail stores and grocery stores that will be participating this year. So it looks like it's pretty easy to sign up to do that. And I love the thought that, again, that you are trying to connect with volunteers from the past, because for whatever reason, there seemed to be kind of a loss of that connection in recent years. So I'm excited to hear that you're working to reestablish that.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. And I know our other co-host, Nathan, he had a tradition where he'll usually go to the Pineville Super One. I don't know if that's still on the list. Yeah, it is. It's on the list. And bring his guitar, and he just sings like Christmas songs the whole day. And
oh, yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
And our theme this year is how do you ring?
Yeah.
And like him, he rings with his guitar and singing Christmas carols. Well, we're asking everyone, how do you ring? And we're getting all kinds of answers, but it's a wonderful theme and a wonderful thing to think about. Well, I ring with the joy. I ring with the smile on my face. I ring with the Merry Christmas. I ring with anticipation of, the children waking up on Christmas morning and having gifts under their tree. So we ask you, think about that. How do you ring?
Well, if I was singing, they'd take money out of the tent.
I was going to say, come sing and dance.
They would demand a refund.
Yeah, they would.
Demand a refund.
I have to pay them. So I can't believe you'll have to pay people to do it sometimes. That's
I
sad.
know. It is.
But the thing about that, too, is that sometimes it gives the homeless an opportunity to work a little bit
that
and,
makes sense.
and
Okay.
earn some
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
So we do hire a few people, but again, we want to really focus on volunteers. But then again, like I said, it gives that person, a little bit of money. So most of the people that we hire are probably going to be from the shelter.
Okay.
And
Well,
that'll give them something to do, and it'll give them money in their pocket.
Yeah, and you don't always have every space filled by volunteers.
Right,
either, so,
right, yeah.
But you have people shopping all day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that works out well. All right, it's Sergeants Tammy and Daniel Camarillo from the Salvation Army in Alexandria. Let's have you back on maybe in a month or so, right before Thanksgiving.
That sounds great.
And talk about how things are shaping up for the Christmas season.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you both for
Thank
being
you.
here today.
Thank you.
Great to have
Appreciate
you. More
Bye-bye.
Talkback coming up.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This statement is not evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease.
Great workout, huh? Hey, do you want to grab some lunch? I'd love to, but I'm doing one of those detoxes, so I'm only allowed to drink this green stuff all day. Actually, I'm doing a detox too, but I don't have to drink that. Wait, what? What detox are you on? It's called Active Liver, and it's a natural tablet with herbs that support my liver and help me detox daily, all year long. No special diets, no prescription required, no starvation, and no green stuff. I'm feeling amazing, sleeping better, and have so much more energy. And my digestion's never been better. Active Liver, huh? I'm going to pick some up right now on our way to lunch.
We ask a lot of our liver, so give it the support it deserves with an easy daily detox from Active Liver. Made with natural ingredients like turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke, Active Liver helps cleanse and protect your liver so you feel less bloated and more energized. Find Active Liver online at Amazon, Vitacost.com, or iHerb.com. Or pick it up today at CVS, Meijer Grocery, or ShopRite. When your liver is happy, your body is happy. Enjoy life to the fullest with Active Liver.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124. 800-458-3124.
I have nothing to do. Looking for something to do?
Listen up, Sinlaw.
Make plans now for the Red Wagon 5K and 1 Mile Wagon Pool on Saturday, October 4th at the Louisiana Athletic Club in Pineville. It's a fun-filled day of exercise and activities for the whole family. Check it out online.
Get revved up for the high-octane Classic Meets Modern Car Show on Saturday, October the 11th. Come to Vaughn Chevrolet in LeCount, where old school meets new school, along with music, food, and prizes. It's free, family-friendly fun.
Take a trip back in time at the 5th Annual Southern Forest Heritage Museum Fall Fest in Longleaf. On Saturday the 18th, everyone's invited for live blacksmithing, Model T rides, free museum tours, food and craft vendors, and more.
Have a spooktacular time at the Pineville Family Fall Fest Thursday, October the 23rd at the Ward 9 Sports Complex. It's free. Enjoy a petting zoo, jumpers, hot dogs, and candy for everyone. Starts at 6.
Sounds good.
Sinlaw Broadcasting.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BON Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BON Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
TalkBack. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, back with you. Alan Stephen here on TalkBack on a Monday morning. And glad that you all could be with us here today. Time for us to open the phone lines again at 318-442-8255. And there we go. We were having some streaming issues. We always seem to. You know what's crazy going back to the sports world? Shohei Ohtani hit his 55th home run yesterday. He's the only player in Major League history to end the season with 55 home runs. That's crazy.
Wow.
Huh.
Pretty special dude.
Yeah, he is. I mean, gosh, down the stretch, they've been pitching him again. I think the last outing he had like 6 no-hit innings. So he's such a freak, man. He just really, truly is. And it'll be interesting to see. They'll be hosting the Reds in the playoffs. So the way baseball works now is in both the American League and National League, 2 teams get byes in what they call the wild card round. So your top 2 records. So in the National League, that would be the Brewers and the Phillies. And the American League, that would be the Blue Jays and the Mariners. So now you've got 4 what they call wild card series, essentially, which then leads to the division series. So in one of them, you'll have Cleveland hosting Detroit, 3 games. This all starts tomorrow. So like that Cleveland-Detroit series is the early game. I'm going to say it starts around noon. Then around 3 o'clock, you'll have the Cubs hosting the Padres. And then around 6 o'clock, it'll be the Yankees hosting the Red Sox. That's crazy. That's going to be a wild series. Mm-hmm. And then the nightcap will be the Reds at the Dodgers starting around 9. So basically at least 2, if not 3 full days of baseball playoffs. And then they go to the division series. So this is a best of 3, this wild card series. Then it's a divisional series, which is a best of 5, leading to the American League and National League Championship Series, which those are then best of 7 series.
You nervous?
For my Brewers?
Mm-hmm.
You're always, that's what's so great about playoff baseball is that you almost literally hang on every pitch. And the nerves are just off the chain. Because one pitch can completely sway it. So, yeah. But I'm more excited than nervous. I'm confident. I feel like our team this year, the Brewers, they just do all the little things right. The manager calls them a bunch of little woodpeckers. So, yeah, we'll see. We had a lot of injuries, but all of a sudden, just this week, they got a bunch of guys back from injuries. So maybe they'll be ready. Hopeful.
We have an excited and hopeful Al.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to happen once in my lifetime, doesn't it?
No. Doesn't have to.
Says the Cowboys fan who has not yet experienced a Super Bowl championship.
I've had 3 in my life.
3 championships?
Yep.
3 Super Bowl championships?
Mm-hmm.
What year were you born?
I was 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
That still happened.
Yeah, that's true.
People say it didn't happen in my lifetime. So technically it did.
Before you could appreciate it.
Yeah.
What you were born, 93-ish?
2.
92. Okay, yeah. You missed the glory days.
Well, I was 0, 1.
Mm-hmm. In your
3.
first year of life, is what you're saying.
Yep.
Not quite 1 year old.
Nope. Yeah. So I would have been born in November, and they would have won in February.
Yeah, I think when the Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls, I was like 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, during the Ice Bowl game, when Bart Starr snuck in, I walked in front of the TV, and my dad yelled at me. So
that's why you're never a Packers fan. You got to yell down.
Little toddler.
You're a little tyke, and you got in trouble.
Get out of the way. Impeccable timing on my part, you do have to say.
Exactly. You iced it.
But fortunately, I've seen the Packers win a couple in my lifetime. I mean, in my adult. Can remember.
Well, they won in 96?
Yeah, after the 96 season, and then, after the 2010 season.
Yeah.
One was Favre, one was Rodgers. Hard to believe those 2 quarterbacks only won 1 Super Bowl each.
Well, just think about it. Like, everyone's dogging the Cowboys. The Packers didn't win from, 1968 to 1996.
Yeah. Only one team wins every year, and you've got 30-something teams.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
You get the Chiefs once in a while, and you get the Patriots once in a while, and the Cowboys before that. So.
Yeah.
Patriots twice, really.
Yeah, those dynasty teams are kind of few and far between.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now with free agency and all. I mean, give credit to the Chiefs. They've been able to keep a great team together, the semblance of a great team, and then drafting guys or key free agents that come in. Like, they looked really good against the Ravens yesterday, because yesterday was that 1-3 bowl game, basically, where whichever team lost is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens are in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
Chiefs will be okay. They'll be fine.
I think it's going to be a rematch of last year's Super Bowl again. Three-peat.
Eagles and Chiefs.
Eagles are just still good.
Yeah.
I mean, they keep trying to lose, and they still win.
Do you see, though, after the game that A.J. Brown tweeted out something like, when you're unhappy, just keep your mouth shut?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So basically...
Never mind, they're imploding.
Talking about... Because I think he only had like 2 or 3 targets yesterday.
It's just amazing to me how you could win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you're still winning. You're 4-0, and you're still going to complain.
Oh, yeah. Isn't that human nature, though?
We're the worst. But that is a Philly problem. They're the worst sports fans and players.
Some Zach Bond. I like that guy.
Who?
Zach Bond. He's their linebacker.
I don't know who it is. He's probably bad, too.
He went to Wisconsin.
He's probably a bad fella, too, since he got into Philly. We're sports fans.
Looks like you might have deleted that tweet. I was just looking it up right now.
Was it fake? Was it fake news?
Unless it's not the right A.J. Brown.
A.J. didn't really seem like that kind of a complainer.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Him and, who's the other one?
This is what he said. He said, if you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. But are you kind of making a scene when you post that to...
Don't you just I hate subtweeting,
yes,
you know?
Yeah.
And you're making God knows how much money.
Yeah.
I just be like, okay, I still made a lot of money and I didn't catch any balls today.
Yeah.
I get it, you want to be a superstar, but your team's 4-0.
This is funny. Somebody posted, typical quarterback tweet. Love my teammates. God is good. Typical running back tweet. Keep grinding. Typical tight end tweet. Derp, whatever that means. And typical wide receiver tweet. The enemy speaks kindly and holds a knife.
Wide receivers are pretty dramatic.
You had that with Terrell Owens.
Not a big T.O. guy.
He's a different cat, man.
Not a big T.O. guy.
CD, is he kind of different?
CD's cool.
Yeah, he is.
He's different.
He's injured right now, but he's out there cheering on his teammates.
George Pickens, pick up the slack.
That catch, that play when Dak threw it, and who's the wide receiver?
George Pickens.
No, not Pickens, the other guy. It was when...
Oh, it was, yeah.
He was getting hit
fade.
Through, and he just threw it up there, and he threw it short, and the wide receiver came back, made the sideline right on...
I think it was Jalen Tolbert.
It was, yeah. And I was like, how did he make that catch?
It was the throw, too, the anticipation.
Yeah.
Because he was about to get sacked, threw off his back leg. And...
That was an awful throw. Could have easily been intercepted, but it ended up being like a 45-yard completion.
Because he knew it was going to be a fade. Come back.
Yeah, I guess. So. That was nuts.
And then they don't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
It's so annoying.
You thought they had the game won at that point.
No, I never do. I've learned.
Until the clock strikes 0.
Yeah. Are you sure it's not a sudden death touchdown? Are you positive?
I know they changed the rule. We'll have to research that in the break. He's going to research it right now. So we'll find out. But anyway. All right, we'll take another break. And we'll talk back coming up.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Electronic Arts has agreed to be acquired by an investor-led consortium made up of Public Investment Fund, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners. It's an all-cash deal that values EA at around $55 billion. It's also the largest leverage buyout on record. Electronic Arts, the maker of EA Sports FC and The Sims, is selling amid sluggish growth for the video game industry. Sales had soared during pandemic lockdowns. Boeing and the Union for Striking Defense Workers have agreed to resume negotiations with the federal mediator in a bid to end a strike. The walkout started nearly 2 months ago in St. Louis. So far, the 3,200 members of the Machinists and Aerospace Workers Union who work at the hub have rejected 3 management proposals. The labor dispute is being closely watched by investors and Boeing's 19,000 engineers and technical workers. Their contract expires next year. Stock futures are higher this morning. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
One big, beautiful bill. A signature achievement for President Trump. The decisive vote to get it done in the U.S. Senate? Louisiana's Bill Cassidy. Cassidy stood with Trump to provide historic investments in border security. Together, they delivered critical tax relief for working families. And the Trump-Cassidy law will boost manufacturing and energy production right here in America. And when President Trump needed a partner in the U.S. Senate to pass tough new penalties on fentanyl traffickers, it was Bill Cassidy who stepped up and got it done. With Trump and Cassidy, you can count on one thing: a conservative agenda for Louisiana and America. Call Senator Cassidy at 225-929-7711. Thank him for standing with President Trump and for fighting and winning for Louisiana and America. Paid for by Louisiana Legacy Policy Solutions, Inc.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
A1 Pools now has a fall and wintertime pool special. Get a free Dolphin robot cleaner, a free saltwater system, 2 free sidewalk mini jets, and a $1,500 rebate with the purchase and install of an in-ground pool from A1 Pools. Now you can't beat that. Don't miss out on this limited time sale. Save thousands only between now and December 15th, 2025. Call A1 Pools now at 318-449-2093. That's A1 Pools, 318-449-2093.
Well, if you're planning on going on vacation this week, this is a good week for it, as the weather looks fantastic through the end of the week. Sunny skies today. We'll see the afternoon highs near 91 degrees. Winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10. Tonight, partly cloudy. We get down to 66 for the overnight low. A few more clouds in the forecast on Tuesday, but still a nice day, 89 for the afternoon high. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
All right, we're back. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell with you, 318-442-8255 here on Talkback. I feel like there was some other big news story I wanted to talk about today, but...
Portland?
Oh, Portland. Yeah, so President Trump ordered National Guard troops to Portland to help protect the ICE facilities and the ICE officers from, among others, Antifa. And I saw some of the clips people were posting where the Antifa people tried to stand up to him. It didn't work out too well. The Oregon governor they're filing a lawsuit to get basically a restraining order, I think, in place, or what do they call it? Yeah, temporary stay, whatever. Of course, all the troops are doing right now is guarding federal facilities and federal officers, but they are committed to their sanctuary stateness in Oregon, and Portland, of course, the city as well.
No, I don't have an opinion. I can see that there's a lot of drama online about it. We've heard the same arguments from Los Angeles, same arguments over in Chicago. And, I've said my piece about it, and the governor asked the president not to come, and he goes, well, we'll talk about it. It looks like they're going in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Whereas in Memphis, the governor wants them to be there.
Yeah. I don't know what Portland's crime rate is. I haven't looked too much into the issue at this moment, but I mean, I guess if he has a legal right, he has a legal right, and I'm sure the courts will look into it.
Yeah.
But Portland and Oregon would be except for Eastern Oregon, it'd be the liberal bastion. I mean, we're very progressive.
Was it Oregon or Washington? Some of the counties on the east side, which are more conservative, wanted to basically secede and join Idaho.
Oregon. Yeah, and that's what we see like in northern parts of California too.
Yeah,
still overwhelmingly liberal.
Yeah,
right. And Portland is just its own animal.
Yeah, yeah.
I used to live there for 6 years.
You probably don't remember that too much.
No, I was really young. But my dad used to preach up in Oregon.
Wow.
In Portland, and he says the Baptist faith wasn't really big up there, so.
I'm sure that was.
Then we moved to Seattle and then came to Louisiana.
Yeah. So. I mean, people down here, they would be shocked, and they probably can't really identify with how much in certain areas of the country there's very little evangelical activity, if we can call it that. I mean, growing up in the Milwaukee area, everyone I knew, they were either Catholic, probably 80% or 90%, Lutheran, maybe 10%, Methodist, 2 or 3%. I never knew anybody in my whole high school that was Baptist, Pentecostal, Assembly of God, whatever. I didn't even know what any of that was. Had no clue about it. And then...
Well, you went to a Catholic school, huh?
For college, I did.
That's what it is, okay.
Yeah, it's Jesuit.
Jesuit, okay. And, but yeah, I come from a very, very, very Baptist family on both sides. My dad's from Idaho, and whenever we go up there, it's kind of hard for my grandpa, who's very Southern Baptist, to find churches because they're all Mormon.
Oh,
Everyone's Mormon up in Idaho.
Yeah.
Not everybody, but that's the vast majority.
Right.
So, yeah, they're very nice people.
In reaction to the shooting yesterday, I don't know why people are like this sometimes on Twitter, because you'll have people on there, oh, the Mormons don't believe the real gospel and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, so even if that's true, but why bring it up now? Why can't you just be like, it doesn't matter. What matters is there are no faiths that should be worried about gathering to meet on a Sunday to have some dude bash their church with his pickup, rush in, open fire, and then set the place on fire. I mean, that should not be a thing ever with anyone.
I think we need to realize, too, it's addicting, but it's a cesspool.
Yeah.
And it just gets people mad all the time. And you hear the loudest, most extreme political people on there.
Oh, yeah.
And if you just look on it all day, you get mad.
Yeah.
And because I stayed off X for years, or Twitter, I just kind of moved on and forgot about it. And then lately when I came back here, y'all always talk about X. I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep up with the news there. And it gets me riled up. And it gets me thinking all sorts of things.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy talk.
Gets you riled.
Gets me all riled up.
All right.
And then speculation.
We'll take a break and we'll see if I can rile up Steven some more.
KSYL.
All of us have that one friend who can just light up the room with a smile. And sadly, how many of us are just a little bit envious of that friend? Well, here's the good news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville can deliver that beautiful beaming smile. Over the years, hundreds of hopeful patients have visited and been completely satisfied. They've made getting dental implants an amazingly simple, low-anxiety procedure, one that's affordable for anyone's budget. The staff at Today's Dental go out of their way to make you feel comfortable with calming in-office IV sedation that's administered by a highly skilled, certified nurse anesthetist. And their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Isn't it your turn to light up that room? Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Gauthier. That's 448-4540.
Hey, Louisiana, get ready to multiply your fun because the celebration starts with the new Multiplier family of games from the lottery. 5 ways to multiply your winnings, starting with 5 times the cash. Win up to $5,000. The fun continues with 10 times the cash. Win up to $20,000. Turn up the volume and play 20 times the cash. Win up to $100,000. And get ready for a cash blast. with 50 times the cash. Win up to $200,000. And the ultimate prize, 100 times the cash. Top prize is a whopping $500,000. Multiply the fun, multiply the cash. Join the fun and play the Multiplier family of games from the lottery. Win up to $500,000. Louisiana Lottery, giving you a reason to smile. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
You know, it's interesting. We were talking about like how social media stirs up people, right? And I was in my message at church yesterday. I was finishing up Proverbs chapter 30. And the last verse of that chapter says, for as churning cream produces butter, and as twisting the nose produces blood, so stirring up anger produces strife. And I was looking at the word strife, and what it means in the original language is electioneering. It's when you're purposely, saying things to get people kind of riled up. And
yeah, that's what politics is now.
Yeah. And of course, the politics have spilled into the social media so that everything these days feels so political that to the point where normal human reactions to things sometimes aren't what you would expect them to be.
Another thing I think it's kind of a dangerous place we're in now is every time we have some sort of mass shooting, like the two we had over the weekend, we're already trying to politically frame it to make our side look better.
Right.
How about we think about it as these families have lost their loved ones,
I agree.
and now they're traumatized. But we're seeing it from the top down. All this stuff has to be politicized.
Right.
And politics are important with everything, right? If it's motivated that way, I get what people are saying.
Yeah.
But I thought the FBI handled it correctly yesterday. Over there, we're not going to give any information out till we know exactly what's going on. Them and the state police in Michigan and the local police department says we're not going to speculate. We're going to let things play out. We're going to do our investigative duties. And not just post a bunch of stuff on social media trying to frame it one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I thought they did it correctly.
Right.
But it's a horrible weekend again. And just imagine sitting there enjoying a nice dinner. A lot of them were tourists in North Carolina. And a guy comes up and just shoots you for no reason.
Yeah.
And now 3 people are dead.
It's just insane.
And we got a lot of problems. I hate to say we got a lot of problems in America, but we just see it over and over again. And we're desensitized to it. Like the thing with the Mormon church in Michigan. I feel like a couple of years ago, that'd be like the biggest story for weeks.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to tell people about it yesterday.
Right.
It's just we get so desensitized to it, we're just going to keep watching the football game. And I know you can't sit there and lament about everything that happens in the world. It's not healthy for you.
Yeah.
But it's just we're at that point where a mass shooting or a mass casualty event isn't that big of a news like it used to be.
Right. Is it because we're just becoming desensitized to it? Or, again, we view it more through the lens of politics than humanity?
I think it could be a mix of both, and it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
But I think we're hit with things all day. And I really, I'm no psychologist here, but I think the human mind can only take so much, too.
That's true. Yeah.
And I don't know how much, empathy or capacity we could have for every issue in the world and how much we can handle that as humans without going insane as well. Sometimes it just affects you personally and you have to live your life. But there is some sort of problem going on, and none of it has a rhyme or reason. It comes from people with different backgrounds, different situations, different motivations. And I don't know if this is a unique American problem, but it's a problem here, and it's just how do you address it, And then the two over the weekend, former Marines, and I wonder what the situation is with them. And like you talked about earlier, what were they on? What was their background? What was their PTSD?
Yeah.
Well, you can't make excuses, just evil. evil stuff.
Right. I just do really strongly feel that there needs to be much more vetting of the effects of certain drugs and medications that are given to people that are struggling with mental illness and the things that sometimes they end up doing.
And we don't know if they were on anything or taking anything in that particular instance.
Right.
But that could be a factor to talk about too. But
yeah.
We just don't know what happened in these two situations.
Yeah.
And you could say anyone who commits a mass shooting is a troubled individual. We could say that with this one, the other ones that we were dealing with a couple of weeks ago. So it just makes no sense.
Yeah.
No sense.
Yeah, it leaves you wondering and asking questions again. You know, and what will happen this week? You know?
I hope nothing.
Yeah, you hope. So, okay, Luke, more after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with The Clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry, with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The Clinics on North Dalton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Sinla's best at Bricato's restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're back. Our last segment of the morning here on Talkback. 318-442-8255 is our phone number. We still have time to get you in if there's something you'd like to talk about. Coming up on the show tomorrow, Nathan will be here with Steven. Wilbert Carmouche will be here. Wilbert Carmouche will be here from the Avoyelles Commission of Tourism. And so...
Are you sure?
It's on the schedule.
He does it once a month, right?
Yeah, it's usually toward the end of the month. I think he was here in early September.
Oh, I think he got pushed back a week or something.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I can't believe it's already been a month.
It goes fast.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I'd have to look at the calendar view, the full monthly view to see.
No, you're probably right. I was just making a point. Time goes by fast.
Yeah. Time keeps flowing like a river. Alan Parsons Project.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to that group?
I've heard of them.
Oh, I think you would like their music.
Maybe.
So, but we were talking about the way sometimes social media stirs people up. Like I saw there was a story over the weekend, and it said, the headline was, Elon Musk and Prince Andrew named in latest Epstein's files released. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
But the context of it is that Prince Andrew, hang on a second, his name appeared on the flight logs, whereas the Musk connection was just that he wanted to meet with Elon, but never really did. So just because he was named it doesn't mean that he actually was ever connected to it.
Fairly irresponsible.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's just so much irresponsibility out there.
And most people just read the headline.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yep.
And then me and you were talking over the weekend, I haven't seen any updates on it, about where these two illegal immigrants were arrested for shooting a coach at a Texas baseball game. Remember that?
Yeah. Yes.
And the DHS said that these are the two illegal immigrants who went on a shooting spree, and this, that, and the other. And then a local politician said they were hunting and a stray bullet hit him.
Right.
So when you frame it a certain way, who knows what the truth is now?
Right,
you know?
Exactly. And it's the official government website that's saying that these, what was the wording? Like brazen attack or something like that. But according to local people, they were doing target practice in the woods nearby. Now, a couple things on that. anyone who's ever been trained in guns knows you don't fire a gun in the direction where there might be people, just in case the bullet goes astray. So there is that.
And if they were negligent and irresponsible, they were charged. But I think framing it a certain way, if that wasn't the case, which I'm not saying it was,
right?
But it's irresponsible.
Yep.
And then a Texas man accused over the weekend too of threatening to commit a shooting at a local pride parade for retribution of the Charlie Kirk incident.
Yeah. That's not the way it should ever be handled. And clearly when people are doing it, they're very disturbed.
Yeah.
But all right, let's get a last call on here. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning. But why do we continue to give credit to irresponsible people or people that misinform us? I mean, it seems like with everything you're saying, these people are doing that. If they don't see it, then maybe there's a reason they're doing it.
Yeah. No, you're right. And I mean, that's what I think a lot of people wonder is, why are things reported like they are? Why are they framed like they are instead of just giving people kind of unvarnished, objective truth? And that's what I think most people want. So,
I don't know.
You don't know? You know if they do?
We're like our echo chambers, right?
I guess. But
thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, the one we were talking about too, not the Musk one, the other one was from a government agency.
Right. That's right.
Wasn't a news organization.
Yeah.
And the news cycle can get exhausting too. So people want to tune out after a while.
Yeah.
And they don't want to dig and they don't want to look, and that's fine, But then you just start looking at headlines.
And that's a lot of times where sports comes in. I think over the weekend, people like to kind of tune out and just enjoy their sports team and not have politics kind of flung into their face. But speaking of which, so they announced last night at halftime of the Packers-Cowboys game that the Super Bowl halftime performer is going to be a gentleman by the name of Bad Bunny, who is I don't know his music. I saw him. He was in Happy Gilmore.
So I will say this. Yes, there was some political controversy with because he's from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
However, maybe not to most of you listening to this show, he's one of the most popular musicians in the world.
Yeah.
And it's Latin music.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's been kind of critical of Trump, am I right?
Just after that one event that he had during the election, because I think he was leaning more towards that way, and but then he said something about like we're letting in our trash. Remember that statement about trash and the Puerto Rico controversy? I have to look it up, dude. There's been so much, and then that ticked off people from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And they said they're not going to support him. That was the most political I think he's been.
Okay.
But Hollywood, not for the right.
But does he sing in Spanish?
Yeah, in English.
So none of us will understand it anyway?
English and Spanish. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
He tops the charts in America, too.
I will say this. He was funny in Happy Gilmore, too. He plays Happy's caddy.
Bad Bunny is probably top five popular artists
today
in the world, I would say. And that's just my
Who was the guy
opinion.
last year?
It was Kendrick Lamar, who was also on the top. I don't think they fit. Both of them don't fit your demographic. I think they're more worried about bringing in younger people to watch football games. Make sure they grow up with it as well.
I guess.
But Bad Bunny is very famous, very popular. I don't know if it's overly political.
I wonder why they never do like a country star, though.
I don't know.
I mean,
when's the last time? Probably, I could think of the Cowboys Super Bowl in 1993. What was his name? Clint
Black?
Yeah, I think it was Clint Black, wasn't it?
For the last country?
Was it halftime or was it like the national
I
anthem?
don't know, but...
Because Chris Stapleton did the national anthem a couple years ago.
What's the most popular country music star right now?
Morgan Wallen, maybe? I think they should have just done George Strait.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome. Has he ever done one?
I don't think so. There's nobody that would disagree with George Strait, though.
Yeah. George Strait would have been fun.
Bad
That's
Bunny.
my favorite. Don't be hating on Bad Bunny. People love him.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, most of the halftimes really weren't catering to you anyway, so.
I'll go use the bathroom.
I probably won't even watch the game.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of